how's it going? This is Ian Lopuch from PPCian.com. Today I'm going to discuss a very exciting topic, and that's finding your next PPC job, the PPC job of your dreams. Over the last 5.5 years, I've worked at 4 different companies in the pay-per-click position. You know, the current company that I'm at is actually my pay-per-click dream job, so I'm hoping to help you guys out there find your dream job as well. I'm going to get into a few tips today, but before I do that, we'd like to just discuss the active pay-per-click candidate versus the passive candidate. The active candidate basically goes out and applies for jobs directly. The passive candidate is the candidate that has a great network and gets jobs offered to them and gets contacted every day or every week by recruiters. It's important in pay-per-click to be a passive candidate, and my tips today are going to be all about becoming the best passive candidate you can be. Let's start out with LinkedIn. I am super excited about LinkedIn and actually consider myself within pay-per-click to be the king of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the optimal place to get passive opportunities in pay-per-click. One of the best ways to optimize your LinkedIn first is to go out there and establish 500 connections. You know, it actually sounds like a lot. You know, you're going to have to get 500 connections. It's going to take a lot of time. You know, it's a little bit easier actually than you may think. Look at your current company. If you're at a mid-sized company or a large company, you're working with a lot of people. If you establish connections with all these people and then add them on LinkedIn, you're going to have 500 connections before you know it. If you're currently at a startup, you know, you might only have 10 or 20 or 30 coworkers, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging building up 500 connections on LinkedIn. But if you go out there to all the conferences and you network and you meet people, you might go out there to speaking events and speak and meet more people that way. You know, it's going to take a little more effort, but over time, I'm confident that you're going to be able to hit that 500 connection milestone. And you know, going back to the root of the issue, why is it important to have 500 connections? This really shows recruiters that you're well connected in the industry. Within pay-per-click, these connections, you know, it's almost like inbound links with an SEO. It shows that people are voting for you. You have a network and people like you and you're well respected in the pay-per-click industry. So it's important to have all those connections. Next thing I'd like to discuss is endorsements on LinkedIn. And this is something wasn't as important 5 years ago. It's really important right now. You want to have a lot of endorsements on LinkedIn. It shows recruiters that people are willing to put themselves on the line. They're going to go out there and write you a letter of recommendation that everyone can see on LinkedIn. Right now, I have over 50 endorsements on LinkedIn, and I'm not going to lie, this took a lot of work. I was working months to get to this amount of endorsements. However, you know, you don't need 50. What I would recommend is at least 5 or 10. You know, start working on it, start building them up. Once you have 5 endorsements on there, you're showing recruiters that, hey, you're really well respected within the pay-per-click industry. And you know, how do you go out there and get those endorsements? It's actually pretty easy. You contact people you've worked for in the past, you've worked with, people who have worked for you, and you say, hey, can you please write me an endorsement on LinkedIn? In return, I'll write you a really strong endorsement. And by telling these people that you're going to write a strong endorsement for them, you know, they're going to get pretty excited about that. They feel like they're going to get something in return, and they are. You know, when you follow through on your promise after they write you a recommendation, you write them a great recommendation. Everyone's a winner. Your profile is going to be better. Their profile is going to be better. Everyone's going to get more passive opportunities on LinkedIn. You know, some more tips. Make sure that your profile's SEO optimized and includes the word pay-per-click in there, PPC. You've got it in there. You're going to rank on these words when people look them up. Moreover, you explain what you've done. You outline your job experience. It's important, obviously, for recruiters to know where you're coming from and what you offer. Last tip on LinkedIn, something that's really important, in my opinion, is locking your profile down. Once you've built that stellar LinkedIn profile, you know, that's an asset to you. You've invested a lot of time. It's like an investment. You want to lock that down. How do you do that? Make sure it's registered in your name. Use your personal email address, not your email address through your company. You know, this is an asset that you own, not that your company owns. So put it in your own email address. Also, very important is LinkedIn will actually demote accounts that have, a lot of outstanding LinkedIn friend requests that have gotten denied. People can say, hey, I don't know this person. And I've heard of stories of this happening. I have friends where this has happened, is you connect to a lot of people and some of them will actually reject it. You don't want that to happen to you. So once you've built that asset up, go out to all those connections that you have outstanding, all those friend requests that are still pending, and make sure to retract them. Once, you're at that status where you feel like your account is golden, you want to lock it down. And these people can always come back, and add you as a friend and have you add them back. You don't need to push outward anymore. So those are my LinkedIn tips. Just want to close out today and also highlight the power of networking. If you want to get passive offers, I highly recommend networking with people in the industry. This is going to be past coworkers. This is going to be executives at your current company. This is going to be coworkers at your current company. You want to get yourself out there and meet with people. And I'm going to tell you, it's tough in pay-per-click. We're very busy. We're working, 24/7. We're working on weekends. We're checking numbers. Take just a few minutes to get out there and meet with people. You'd be very surprised that if you actually establish in-person relationships, good relationships with people, these job offers will start coming in. If you build a great relationship with the VPs at your company, when they go out to new companies and they start their own companies, they're going to be knocking on your door with opportunities. So again, a great passive way to build, just job longevity and find the pay-per-click job of your dreams. So there you have it. Those are just 2 tips. Really excited about them, and I know they will help you find the pay-per-click job of your dreams. Just as some real-world evidence, I just got an email from a ppcian.com user who applied the LinkedIn strategies to his personal LinkedIn. He's gotten 4 offers so far on LinkedIn just from applying these simple strategies. So again, there you have it. It works in real life. It's not only me. There's other examples of this clearly working. So I hope these tips have helped you out, and really appreciate listening to me, visiting my website. I'm here to help you guys, and, feel free to send me an email if you have any questions about finding jobs the passive way in the pay-per-click industry. Thanks again, and have a great day.